So the idea, we're watching a Face It level 5 team that is going to try to compete as a team. And this was versus another team. And I guess it's everybody was a similar rank.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. This is the game. Between 3 and 6, 3 and 7 are the ranks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. This is the match. And we're just trying to look at the CT side for Mox's team to see what happened. A lot of the time we look at a lot of the pro matches. Well, we've been looking at a lot of pro matches. I used to do a lot of Patreon demo reviews, and I used to do just demo reviews. Once I met someone at the major. Actually, I did a demo review. Maybe I'll talk about this after. Okay, let's see what happens here. This is looking good. Oh wait, this is looking good for the T's. Shit. Okay. All right. It's not terrible spots. I think immediately if Arch got compromised that way and I was on balcony, then it's not terrible. Oh, Mox is T. Fuck. Okay. Shit. Actually, shit. I got it messed up. We skip. Did the game restart? What the hell? Okay. Let's see the CT setup. Okay, CT, Mox. Okay, here we go. Oh, bad start. Peeking mid is fine, but try to be a few levels higher than your opponent, I think, is the best idea. So what Lucio does is what I would normally do if Arch gets compromised and it feels like this is coming. Now he holds a really good spot, but he's low HP and they clear him very fast. So, okay, let's move on forward. That was okay, obviously. I mean, in your next match, maybe they'll peek mid. You don't need to. You could. I don't want to ever tell you to not do things that... not sure what the idea is here. Okay, I think you should have thrown a car flash instead of the top banana flash in this, or the coffins flash. That would have been a better idea in this setup. I think what happened there was you came through with a opening tactic to go aggressive, flash the top of banana, then they come to the top of banana, and you kill them there. But I think what's better when you're on the wall like this, you need to change it up because the round changed, was to throw the coffins flash for the top of banana. That would have been better, but you still get away with it here. Okay, let's see. This is still a losable round because they've got someone in halls, which is obviously very strong. Just like I was showing on the other round, like this is a very big position to be in. Wow, that's crazy. Just runs out halls, commits very hard, unspotted. This, I like this setup a lot, but of course they threw, I think, 2 flashes, so it's okay. In this spot, if you, like, Lucio in this spot, I can't remember where he rotated from, but using all four positions in mid, someone under Belk, someone close to the wall, someone at Arch, and then someone on the corner of Boiler, so they can all peek simultaneously versus that kind of hit is good, especially this early in the round when they can't have run out halls. That is something to consider doing to improve that setup. Just have pretty much everyone there. This is a late flash, very late. He needs to throw this flash when your teammate runs through Boiler, like right when they enter the doorway, like half a second after they enter the doorway. Okay, let's see what happened here. I think this is only a position where you just needed to take your time with it. It looked like. So here's a spot where you guys are quite disjointed. I don't know. You feel pretty confident that no one could be on banana. Okay. We'll just see how you approach this. I guess you flash. Okay, so you kind of come out and clear it, but I think here's a spot. The only thing is that you have the back door closed. Whoever's in here is trapped for 15 seconds on a fresh smoke. You don't have to run it down be like this. You could have just had a better chance in this fight. That's the only thing I'll say. Especially when they're on that angle, you have an advantage when you come and clear them, standing so far away from the wall. So you don't need to run it down. They throw that flash, you could literally walk and clear it, and you have a much better advantage versus them. I would either take an off angle here if I'm mocking, or I'd walk up to the wall and set up a coffin's flash in this position. 4v5. Don't throw this too early. Another jeopardy on A. And this is where I think you need to... okay. There's not much you can do. That's okay. You lose your A-side player. The setup looked okay. The only thing there would have been nade timings. He'd die in that exit anyway. Alright, so in this position... okay. Oof. This is pretty insane, but you guys are doing it all together, which is good. And a few of the times where you guys have run out with pistols, it's worked, so that's good. As long as you do it all together, even if it's a bit messy, that's fine. I'm not sure if that smoke... I guess you threw that smoke purposefully. The problem... I don't know if you threw that smoke or not, but that smoke isn't good from the CT perspective, because if... just because if they're on banana, they can just go banana, because there's no one to stop them. And if they're in alt... like, if you're... it blocks you off from being able to fight down mid, and if you get the kills in alt, that's great. But in my opinion, it'd be better to throw a Molotov deep down, or throw the one way in mid to peek around it to fight down mid. But I think with the pistols, you kind of want to be able to get to the bottom of mid. I like the idea of sectioning off the fight, but unless you're specifically, like, I guess kind of anti-stratting someone, it's going to be... I'm not sure if it'll work that well if there's someone in a default waiting at the bottom mid. I think you'd be kind of happy to see that if you're on from the T perspective. But I see the idea, though. It makes sense. So this position's obviously very, very dangerous. But if you can sit here and no one comes, it's nice. But yeah, like it's just dangerous sometimes to sit in just because of people can clear you when they walk up. There's timing from the window. They can nade there very easily. So that's the only thing to be aware of here. In this position, yeah, pool flash is good, actually. They can get this rotation is really nice. Yeah, this is good. And then now is a spot where, yeah, just play quad. Hold the cross, boom. You don't even ever peek right side in this position. He holds your left. Oh, no nades. Okay. So they throw the Molotov down and they spotted you and you didn't have a smoke. That's okay. It's just good on them that they had extra utility. You didn't really have a good option in that position. Oof. That is a sharp shot. Maybe you can win the retake, though. Oh, that was a chance. And that's also sometimes the aim is going to be the problem. That, you can talk about the strategy all you want, but that was a perfect trade opportunity, and sometimes you miss. Just got to pull down a little bit more. That's just a deathmatch problem right there. That's okay. Like, what's good is that spacing was actually really good. So, like, you both came out together, but just got to hit your shot. If you're a VOD, yeah. Good Inferno Appslurk to watch demos and learn from. Nafly and Twists are both great. Dupree is probably the best Halls Lurker, probably the best in the world. Okay, you need to line up for that. One of the best Halls lurkers in the world. A huge problem. I think Twist is my personal favorite from back on Liquid before, like a little bit older. Yeah. You can watch my Twist demo actually on YouTube. Twist. I think I did a Twist demo on YouTube or Nafly. Oh, Rops. Oh, Rops is fucking insane actually. Yeah. Actually, that's probably the best. Yeah. Hobbit. Okay, there's a bunch of them. This is good. Here yeah, this would be fine even if he sat back in library watching in default, but this can also be okay. I mean, here's a position where you just want to play it very slow because you have cold. Oh, this is not a good setup at all. Why is this not a good setup? Obviously, I'm not using this to roast anybody. I'm just trying to make it like an instructive moment. But this is, yeah. So fundamentally, what's good about this setup is somebody is watching something for somebody else. But there's two things wrong with the setup. There's two things wrong with the setup. Yeah. So one, you can literally walk into the site without them knowing. Yeah, and then this your Lucio's angle is not deeper than Mawkin, so he can't cover him. So if they walked arch, you're dead. If they walk lane, you don't have position. And Lucio. So the reason I thought this was good when he was coming out of fall. So let's say for example, Mawkin stayed in library, and then you can spot in between default here from library, and you're safe in library and everything. And Lucio can sit here on cold and watch that. And if they cross art, turn that corner, then if Mawkin's in the library, he can also see that. So he's covered. And Lucian has a really strong angle here versus default. This is one of the best positions to play when teams are entering onto the site. Even though everyone plays here, it's just very strong. But then we forfeited that to come up close, and now we don't have vision of short at all. And now we also have a redundancy almost, where Lucio's watching something that won't ever be useful because this guy, Mawkin, will die before he can shoot anybody. So we'll see. They're walking up too. Oh, things get a little sketchy. Okay, still works out. Oh, that's a plan. Oh no, the 1v1. On a huge advantage in the 1v1. Yeah. So I guess just be mindful in the crossfires about stuff like that. Like, I think this angle is really strong. Even with the rifle, it's really good. If you think an op is coming up, it's not great. It will get cleared. But if not, this position is super strong. That's a very strong line. And then here is sick. And then here, when you're watching this, okay, let's say you're watching this angle, and someone walks by arch like this, dead. They're dead from you inside a library. So even if you're watching all the way down here, oh, you killed him in the 1v1. Okay, you saved that round. Ooh, they're coming fast. Okay, it's a good smoke. Oh, they're coming super fast. Nice. That's good. I would have peeked even. I think in that position I would have even peeked deeper, but that was just fine, honestly. The only thing I would have been worried about getting smoked out when the rush is coming and my teammate's on oranges is the fact that if he dies, things can get really messed up. But he got his first kill, so it's good. But sometimes on these ecos, when they're running at you, it's actually a little bit better to play into it, like almost a bit aggressive. Like while they think that you're scared of them and running back, to just get ready to peek, or trust your teammate's going to peek oranges, and you peek deep from CT when they're clearing out oranges. So I would have sat, I think Mox, if I was there in CT in that emergency situation, which happens a lot, I would have probably, in my teammate's oranges, I would have let him take first contact while close CT holding a kind of deep angle. As soon as he starts shooting, I would swing and just basically mow him down. Especially on eco rounds, teams forget what you're supposed to be looking at when you're running in. People don't care about certain angles. There's not going to be a guy back here with an op, you know. So I think it's a good chance to take advantage of being aggressive, actually, for the better. There's another good position out the start. We see a lot of good like opening setups, I guess. That is a very nice kill to get in Boiler. This very honest duel. And now the only thing Stan can do that's dangerous, of course, is to walk back without thinking about hauls. This is when I wouldn't even pull out a piece of utility in this spot. It's a very sensitive moment when your teammate on TD side gets a kill in Boiler, because if they do this, like a hauls lurk, that's a moment where they might try the hauls pop, or they might try like to walk out and shoot him in the back, or this guy doesn't realize it, but there's so many like eyes on him. How do I get this refrag? You know, I'm at the end of hauls. Maybe I should watch this crossback. So that's when your pit player should be hyper aware, gun out, and just chilling. If you see nades, then throw nades. But it's not too bad to throw utility preemptively. I don't want that to ever be something that I don't want to ever tout that, but certain situations you will get timinged, I guess. So it's Stanley in this position. He's standing too close to the default to peek this way, and I think he could hold to take a very, very tight angle, but right here you could see he's kind of floating a bit. He's not super sharp, and people will pre-fire you in this spot. So you need to take advantage of like every little bit when you're holding an angle like this, where you know people are going to pre-fire you. And the reason you don't see anyone on his screen is because he's so close to the box, which that's normal for when you're standing in the spot, because you expose yourself to hauls. If you step back, it's really hard to get around it. But actually a much better angle, if you're not as worried about hauls or there's smoke down in hauls, is to peek on the left side of default. That is a really OP angle. So I would say just try to incorporate that once in a while in this situation. And like there's a smoke down hauls here, right? So my example is like this. Actually, let's see how this plays out. Okay. So my example would be like this. I'll show you. See if I can illustrate this. So get that first kill, the molly, and then the smoke, which is great. And see this smoke. Was that our smoke? I think so, right? The smoke, which is great. It would have normally been bad to have a position like this with the smoke, to do this kind of play without the smoke. But here on this, if you're on this angle right here, this angle from the outside of default from Stanley's perspective is really strong. So like right here, if you even let your teammate take contact on pit, or you hold right here by the hate cart, this is where you get multiple lineups will come down this way. So instead of sitting on default, where literally this is what they do, like they're just gonna peek like this and destroy you on default, it can be really good to find that timing here. You could still die from here, but in my opinion, a much better fight, even though it's a left side peek. Nicholas, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. Device Cologne 2019 Ace around default. Is this similar? Oh, I think I remember this actually. I felt like I was watching all these Cologne rounds. Oh. Unlucky. With the hauls, with the auto shotty, you're like control the hauls. You're like, you got like the best gun to be in there. Your real main concern is being able to get farther than hauls. Like you can really, you can go for the long flank and stuff like that if you know there's absolutely no one to worry about. But even when you get to the back of banana, you're going down all. It's like none of these angles are nice for you with the auto shotty. So on the one hand, you're really good at denying space with the auto shotty in the hauls. But if they avoid you, then you do have a bit of a problem. So I think in that spot, it's a matter of understanding when you have a good position. Like there, I would, sitting there and holding hauls is total. You're totally allowed to do that since you only have the auto shotty. But it's also good to trust your intuitions, and if you think you could push out halls there, you know, it's okay too. We just have deagles. Let's see if we survive one more round. Buy this next. Oh, we won this round. Okay. All right, let's see how this goes. Where did my kill feed go? Okay, this is good. Double overlap in the smokes. Honestly, banana is really hard. So let me just preface by saying this. Banana is really hard from the CT side. There's a lot of nades to be thrown. There's a lot of coordination required to like take banana properly and to not be playing bumper cars or like switching grenades and stuff. But if you want to spend a little bit of time on Inferno, I would just talk about it. What are our nade protocols? I would go and just go look at like, there's probably a banana control YouTube video, and you could just copy person for person all of the different orders, what nades to throw. But if there's one, I know it's just level 5 and you guys are just like, you know, kind of playing for fun or whatever, but it might be a good idea to, if you want to play Inferno more, just get that down on CT side. So you're not like, you know, throwing 2 smokes at once or mollying one spot but not the other, or, you know, knowing what you need to throw, where your mix-ups are going to be, what nades to throw, etc. Just so it's not awkward. Because honestly, even at a pro level, people die from awkwardness on banana. It's a very common thing. It's just very hard to stay coordinated. Lots of nades coming back and forth from the TNCT perspective. And part of the game is to try to make the other uncomfortable so that that happens. Oof, that's unfortunate. Crossfire is dismantled. This is fine. You can jump up on the... Oh. Okay, the lineup's a little bit off. I thought he had his own lineup there, but there's a lineup you can throw to smoke it, and then you can jump up on the bike and see over it. Sometimes a little bit obvious, but it slows the exec down even if you don't peek. But yeah, there's obviously a lot of stuff that that can be worked on. Was there anything specific about the map that you feel like? I think right there's so much stuff that small changes that would have won a lot of rounds. Little things. I think the only big thing is the agreeing on what utility to throw for banana when, you know. Saw a great comment on YouTube video where they mentioned you should do vintage demos. Seems really cool. Maybe you could do Boston Major Finals on Inferno first. Yeah, that one's done. That's been done so many times. I actually am in it. I think the Summit did a video.
Baseball caster.